right, good morning everyone, and good morning Gold Coast, and can I say a big hello to all of our Facebook Live followers as well. So it's wonderful to join you here today, and also with Dr. Young at our Broadbeach Vaccination Centre, and they're doing a tremendous job here. I've seen everyone coming into the car park to get their vaccines, and of course, if our simple message to Queenslanders, we need as many people as possible to get vaccinated. So there's walk-ins that are being accepted, so please make sure that you come in and get your vaccine. So in good news today, we have Double Donut Day, so that's excellent news, and I'm quite sure everyone on school holidays appreciates hearing that fantastic news. And it was wonderful to see families out and about on the weekend, families enjoying, thousands of families enjoying river fire, out and about on school holidays and enjoying the Queensland lifestyle. And thank you to all of the wonderful Queenslanders that have come up and spoken to me. I really appreciate your kind words, and I know Dr. Young does as well. She was just stopped on the way in here as well. So thank you, Queensland. So we've had 5,922 tests in the past 24 hours, and we've had 63.78% have had their first dose of eligible Queenslanders, and 44.88% are fully vaccinated. So that is absolutely excellent news. So our vaccination centres are open across Queensland, and I'm urging Queenslanders to make sure they get vaccinated. Now for the Gold Coast, we have some additional good news. We are going to be opening up 2 new vaccination centres. So we realise that we have growth populations, and we need to have more, so we're going to be opening a new one at Tugun, where we'll administer 800 vaccinations per day. They'll be at the front of the private hospital down there. And at Coomera, we'll be opening another centre there, and they'll be able to do 2,500 vaccinations a day, and that'll increase to 3,000. They'll be open in 2 weeks' time, so the planning is happening now for that. So if you live in those areas, rest assured that you'll be able to go close by and get your vaccinations. And both of those locations will take walk-ins. So that's absolutely excellent news. So once again, please go and get vaccinated, and great to see Queenslanders, and especially families during school holidays, out and about enjoying the beautiful Queensland lifestyle. So I'll hand over to Dr. Young, and then we'll take a few questions. Thank you.
So yes, excellent news today, no new community cases, and thank you to all of those people who went through quarantine, and some of them are still in quarantine because there was a case in their household which then extended the quarantine period. So thank you very much to all of them. The most important thing we all need to do now is what all these people are doing today: come out and get vaccinated. There is plenty of vaccine, there is no shortage. So please go and see your GP, go to a pharmacy, or come to one of our many centres across the whole state. It's really important because it takes 5 weeks from when you have the first dose of Pfizer to when you're totally protected. So the sooner you can come forward and get vaccinated, the sooner you'll be totally protected. So it's very, very important. We're seeing more vaccine centres opening up to make it more convenient, but in the meantime, if you've got the chance, there's lots of parking associated with our centres. Parking's free, so come forward and get vaccinated as soon as possible. Thank you.
We're happy to take some questions. Look, we want as many Queenslanders as possible to get vaccinated, and we've got National Cabinet happening this Friday. I'm really looking forward to that, and hopefully we'll get our papers before the meeting. And of course, we want to see that updated Doherty modelling released to the public. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that this week. Once we reach 80%, what can we expect our life will be like in Queensland? Well, look what our life is like now in Queensland. I'm pretty proud of the life we have in Queensland at the moment, and it's great to see Queenslanders coming out in their thousands to get vaccinated. So that's what I want to see, more people getting vaccinated, because that is going to help prevent us, if we had another outbreak, end up in a lockdown situation. So this is our window of opportunity, Queensland, to get vaccinated. Thank you for coming forward. It's wonderful now to see all the students coming out and getting vaccinated too, the 12 plus age group. I know my niece got her vaccine on the weekend. She was very proud, sent me a photo. So please, Queensland, go and get vaccinated. Yes. I'm looking forward to the revised Doherty modelling being released to the public. So hopefully we'll get that on Friday at National Cabinet, and the Prime Minister will release all of that publicly so everyone can see it. Well, that's going to depend on the modelling and our discussions at National Cabinet this weekend. But as I said to you, and I'll say it again, I'm very humbled by the Queenslanders that have been coming up to me and speaking to me about how they're enjoying doing normal things. They're going to the shops, they're going to the restaurants, they're going to cafes, and everyone saw on the weekend thousands of families came out to Riverfire. They've been going to sporting events, they're on school holidays. I just met a family who went from the Sunshine Coast down to Coolangatta this morning. I was down there having a chat. I went and spoke to the police down there at the border. And thank you for everyone for being understanding, and I think the New South Wales government will be making an announcement what's going to happen with those northern borders, northern communities of New South Wales later on today. And we also look forward to seeing the New South Wales roadmap today as well. But our roadmap is very clear, it's been publicly released, and I'm very proud of the way Queenslanders are checking in, they're getting vaccinated, and they're looking after one another. So it's great to see.
What about the almost 30% of Queenslanders who are born overseas and would like to have some kind of indication as to when they'll be able to see their family again?
Yeah, we'd love to see as many people as possible be reunited with their families. And of course the Prime Minister is working on those countries where there can be a travel bubble into the future. And that's why Queensland has always been part of bringing Australians home. That's why we've agreed to one regional quarantine facility that we're helping build with the Wagners up in Toowoomba. That's why we're working with the federal government for the other quarantine facility out at Pinkenba. These are extra facilities that allow extra capacity. It also will mean international students will also be able to come, seasonal workers to help with our agricultural industries. That is exactly what we are doing, planning for the future. Sorry? Yeah, I did. I had some breakfast down there. I was wandering around. I was talking to families. Look, I do know it's tough down there. That's why the government has put in some money for some hardship. Yes, I can see that some businesses are closed there, and we will look forward to the day that hopefully that the northern New South Wales area can be lifted from that lockdown. So at the moment, the pressures are being caused because of the lockdown that's happening in New South Wales at the moment. There's a national plan meeting for the National Cabinet on Friday, and I look forward to those discussions with the Prime Minister and all of the other premiers.
Tourism operators say it's still alive this holidays with the border needing to be reopened. What's your message to them in their service to that?
Yeah, well, I'm quite sure that the tourism operators would not want Delta here. That would be catastrophic to the Queensland economy. What we're seeing tragically in New South Wales and Victoria is people are in lockdown and there is no tourism. We look forward to the day when all of Australia can open up and people can be reunited, but for that to happen we need to make sure that people are vaccinated, that every eligible Australian can be offered that vaccine, and it is really important. So I'm encouraging people to tell your friends and family, please go and get vaccinated. It is absolutely important. We've had Delta outbreaks here. We've all acted swiftly and hopped on top of them. But, a Delta outbreak in our tourism industry in Queensland would be quite catastrophic.
How do you feel about the Queenslanders who are stranded interstate?
Yeah, it's a very tough situation. I just spoke to a gentleman this morning, and his parents can't come up for his daughter's wedding. The daughter's getting married on the weekend. it is very tough circumstances at the moment, and that's because New South Wales is in lockdown. And, you know, I think the whole country needs to get vaccinated. This is the best message that anyone can say to the rest of the country, is to get vaccinated. And now we're seeing that more supply coming in, which is great. We've got Moderna being offered at our pharmacies. We've got Pfizer coming in, lots of Pfizer. You know, there's AstraZeneca. Talk to your GPs. But my clear message is get vaccinated. We don't have those statistics at the moment. We'll be working through that. We'll be having a meeting before National Cabinet on Friday. And it does depend on the supplies coming in from the federal government. Sorry? Well, a couple of weeks ago there was an issue with supplies, so we need to get an update on that. So I'm sure that I'll get briefed on that before going to National Cabinet on Friday. So what we're seeing at the moment is Queenslanders are coming out and getting vaccinated, and that is exactly what we want to see, more vaccinations.
Ramiro, what do you make of Barnaby Johnson? This is interview this morning on Sunrise, and effectively your stance on borders and your status as an immunologist.
Well, look, he's entitled to his views. I think Barnaby should be sitting down with, what's his name, Darren Chester, who's just left the Nationals or something. I think he's got to focus on his own job, and let me do my job. Look, we want people to get contacted as quickly as possible. It's a very tough situation with the lockdowns in New South Wales and Victoria at the moment. The exemptions unit is working very hard to process, especially those compassionate applications, as quickly as possible. So I'd encourage people to contact the exemptions unit if they have any particular concerns. I'm not aware of that. You'd have to ask the exemptions unit. Yeah.
A couple of questions on the Ashes series. Will Queensland put its hand up for the Boxing Day test if it can't be played in Melbourne?
The Boxing Day. Oh, look, I think it's too early to make any of those decisions. Look, what we do know is that sport has been able to continue in the states that don't have a massive Delta outbreak. And that's been, I think that's been good for the whole country. I mean, we had the AFL Grand Final. We know how much the country loves watching that. We've got the NRL Grand Final. We've got the women's cricket. I think I heard Sydney's going to be hosting the Matildas soon. You know, we've had sporting events where people move around the world and everything. You know, we'll just take one step at a time. I think it's too early to make those decisions.
Would you welcome it here if it can't be played elsewhere?
I'd have to see the details of that. Yeah. Yeah, we're very conscious about that, and we've had some really good rates, especially up in our Northern Cape areas. My understanding is we're opening up a few more vaccination hubs up in the Torres Strait. Don't forget there's that large outbreak that's happening now in the southern part of Papua New Guinea, so we want to make sure everyone on that northern end of our coastline is getting vaccinated, so we'll be encouraging as many people as possible to get vaccinated. And you know, Queensland's a very decentralised state, and can I tell you, our health workers, our doctors, our pharmacists are doing a fantastic job to get the vaccine out to some of the most rural and remote areas, including utilising flying doctor services, whatever it takes to get the vaccine where it needs to go. Yeah. Look, I always say the southern states, they should just be on Queensland time.
It depends on the situation. It's not a simple, straightforward process. You can't just pick something and then say it leads to something else. You've got to look at all of the issues. It's not a simplistic thing. So it would be wonderful if it was. It would be wonderful to be able to know we've got to 80% and something will happen. Unfortunately, it's just not that straightforward.
Is it realistic for businesses here to prepare for Christmas as potential?
Of course. Yes, we should all prepare and hope and get everyone vaccinated. That's the most important thing business can do, is to be out there saying, just get vaccinated, because the more people who are vaccinated, the more likely we can remove those last remaining restrictions. So business, of course, should prepare and should get everyone they possibly can to get vaccinated. Sorry? I'm not sure, but we have plenty. We are just absolutely focused on getting people vaccinated. And I'm so grateful to all of our health staff. They've been working very, very long hours to make sure that when people come forward, they get vaccinated. So they do their absolute best to never turn anyone away. And that's because they've been prepared to put in those extra hours. Thank you.